Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while. Sorry, I've been pretty busy. Wrapping up the concrete business this season, I should say, in a couple weeks, so I'll be getting back to some of these project bikes that have been ongoing forever. Unfortunately, this episode I will not be working on any bikes. It looks like my ultra reliable 2017 Chevy Sonic has croaked on me. Engine is good. I received a transmission. It's no communication fault. So I scanned it. Yep, no communication. Can't communicate with the TCM at all. So I was snooping around, getting my Google certification, just trying to type up that fault code. It's a weird, it's like U0101 something, I don't know. It's essentially, you can't see me, essentially it is no communication with the transmission control module. It could be the control module, the CAN bus, whatever it is. But I started probing around, and I took a picture. I pulled the connector off. These particular 6-speed engines or transmissions, the connector is unfortunately on the transmission itself. It's in the valve body. It's not a separate control unit like the ECM. I don't know why they do that. I thought most cars have the ECM and TCM all built into one. You know, save space. But here is the connector, and the first thing I did was I snapped a picture of the female end, and it was completely corroded. I don't know if I could zoom in on this and you guys can see it, but there is the one connector. It is melted. It corroded, it ate it away, and the pin is still inside this male connector. So I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to take this apart and see if I can get that pin out. And then the female connector is on the transmission control unit. Unfortunately, this one is a whole control unit and valve body assembly all is one. Yeah, they're about $600 OEM, you know, GM product, or they're like a couple $100 China. I don't know if I'm gonna trust one of those because I really don't want to do this twice. And you also have to get it programmed too. So once it's installed, I have to go run it over to the dealership and get it programmed. So who knows? 150, 200 bucks the dealership's going to rob me for, plus the cost of the transmission control unit. And then I got to see if I can save this plug. I'll have to take it apart here and pull that pin out and see if I can get the actual metal pin that corroded and broke off inside the harness here, or inside this connector off. So this has been taking up my time. I haven't had a chance to work on the turbo bike or the 07 GSXR 600 in the last month or so because I've been busy with work and prolonging this car. You know, this is my transportation car, or my estimating car. It doesn't get used very often. I don't know, I put 20,000 miles on it in 3 years, so I drive quite a bit for work, to do estimates for the concrete business. So I need that 35 miles per gallon because I refuse to, you know, drive my pickup truck around doing estimates and burning who knows how many gallons of fuel per day. So this is where we're at. I'll try and get on these bikes as soon as I can. Right now, I'm going to pull off that that valve body cover, and then I'm going to pull out the transmission control unit assembly, and then make sure I'm ordering the right part number, because there's too many options on eBay, and I was gonna go with Rock Auto, but they only have one option. That's the OEM one, and it's like $600. I really don't want to spend $600, so I may just go with a used option if there's one out there. But anyway, let's tear into this thing and see what can be done. You know, unfortunately, I can't fix it. I don't know electronics or valve bodies, or you know, how to replace terminals, because the terminal in the transmission control module, the female end, it's gone. It's stuck in the male pin. So we'll see what happens. Let's get this going. All right, so it took about an hour to get that out, and that's not knowing what I was doing. If you've done this a few times before, you could probably have this out in 30 minutes. I didn't even have to take anything off the bottom, you know, the underpan cover or anything. So here it is. The cover's off. The valve body transmission control module is out. Wasn't that bad. You see that little bluish connector? That's one connector. And then at the bottom, you see that yellowish connector. That's the second connector. And I don't think you can see the third one here. And here is the other blue connector. So 3 connectors. You disconnect those, and then you unscrew. You have 3 7mm. They're tiny. I thought they were 8, but they were 7. And then you have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Wait, did I count that right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 10mm. And that's it. It literally comes out. And I don't know if you have to take this off, but this piece right here, that is your parking pawl. That is a 8mm. I removed it. I don't know if you have to, but I did anyway because I didn't want it in my way. It's just one bolt and it's out. A couple of harness. There was one. This is the cover. So the cover has a few 8mm. You got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 8mm bolts that hold the cover on. The cover has a pin here, and it has a detent here, or a little an eye hoop where the harness just slides in there. You just got to pry that off because it's a hard plastic piece that slides in there. But this is it. Essentially, the cover was pretty simple. If you want a little extra room for you, you can take the upper radiator hose, drain the coolant, but I was able to squeeze it out of there and work around it. So if you have smaller hands, you shouldn't have a problem. If you have bigger hands than me, then I would definitely remove that cover or that upper radiator hose. Now the fun stuff. I lost communication. Whether it's the control module, the CAN bus, whatever the heck it is, the TCM was no longer communicating with the ECM. So like I said before, I pulled the actual harness off and snapped a picture of the inside, and this was all green and corroded. And let me see if I can zoom. Let me get the sunlight here. Maybe I can. I could see that. But right next to that pin, that big pin, there's supposed to be another big pin, and it is gone. That pin corroded, broke off. And if I could find the harness, and it is sitting inside there. It's hard to tell, but it, come on, zoom in, you could kind of see it in there. It's in there. So I got to take this apart and see if I can get that out, because I really don't want to replace harness pins. You know, if I go to the dealer and get one pin, they're going to charge me up the yin yang just for the one pin. But that essentially is it. You purchase this whole valve, not valve body, but TCM and solenoid pack all in one, and then you reinstall it. And unfortunately, it's a control unit, so you have to have it programmed. But not too bad, about an hour to do it. You can reuse the oil if you want. Mine's pretty brown. It's got 120,000 miles on it, so I am definitely not going to reuse it. I'm just going to put some more fresh Dextron 5 in there, or 6, or whatever the hell it takes. I don't remember. All right, sit tight. Let's take this connector apart and see if we can save it. All right, looks like we got it. So I took the connector apart. Look how disgusting it was. It definitely, I don't know what happened. Corrosion, moisture, I don't know how. It's a weatherproof connector, so I'm not sure how it got in there. But I did pull that one out. There is the corroded connector. And now I gotta, it won't let me zoom in that close. Now I gotta get that pin out. I don't have one of those fancy tools to pop the pin, so I used my carburetor jet cleaning tool there. I just picked the second or third smallest one and pushed in that little plastic tab down. Let me see if I can, I have a way to show you. I can't hold it and hold the phone and do it. Okay, so all I did was I pushed this down and it releases the connector. Come on. You can see that plastic thing there. That's what's holding the connector in, so can't. You push it down like so, you can see it moving. And then you pull, fingers are all in the way, sorry guys. And then you just pull the connector out through the top here, and this is what you end up there. That's the crimp connector that they put on there. There's the seal. And now let me figure out how I'm going to pull that out of there. And there I go, I got it out. So I just took the second, third largest one and ran that through the bottom to push, let's see, I use the pick as a, so I just ran that jet cleaner right through there to push the pin out. And let's see, focus, there we go. And that is the remaining terminal on the transmission control unit. It's gone. So at least I saved the connector. So I'm going to clean, just going to take a wire brush to this, clean it up a little bit, take the jet cleaner rods and kind of scrape up the inside, get it clean. You don't want to wedge anything big in there because you don't want to damage the actual terminal spring, because that's what puts pressure on the terminal in the transmission control unit. So let me find some tools and I'll see if I can put this thing back together for you guys. I got it zoomed in as best as I can. Hopefully you guys can see that. But I'm just gonna wire brush this. That corrosion all came right off. I did hit this with the corrosion cleaner before I removed all this. I was hoping I could just clean the corrosion, and then when I took a picture of it before, I noticed the terminal was gone. So, you know, $200, $300 for a transmission control unit and valves. I guess you know, I'm doing the labor, so there's no charge there, but I can't imagine how much this would cost at the dealer. You know, I still got to bring it there to have the control unit programmed, so I'm assuming that's going to be an hour labor. And I don't know what dealers charge. I haven't been to one in a very long time, but I'm assuming it's going to be $100 to $125 an hour, and it's one labor charge. So 1 hour labor charge is going to be $125 just to plug in a damn scan tool and punch some information on my car into the computer and run a program. They essentially plug it in, tap on the computer, and walk away, and come back in about 15-20 minutes, and it's done. And they charge you the 1 hour diag time. I worked at a dealer, at a Porsche dealer, so I know what they do. You know, that's how the techs make their money. You know, they get paid an hour, and they do it in 15 minutes, or they get paid a flat rate for a job, you know, pulling an engine, repairing it, you know, 15-20 hours, and they do it in, you know, 6 or 7 hours. They get that 15 hours. That's how they make their money. But I'm cheap, so I don't like paying the dealer. I would rather pay the technician to do it on a site than give the money to the dealer. Alright, so this, it's coming off. It was pretty nasty in there. Oh, I just dropped the cover. Retrieve that cover. You know, sorry to all those viewers who looking for motorcycle repairs, but gotta get my car fixed. I had to take the wife's car to do some estimates today, and I just don't like doing that. She, you know, she's stuck at home. Okay, I think that's good enough. Shove this connector back in there. Make sure it's going the right way. I can't see. I don't think that was the right way. There it goes. I don't know if you can see that. I zoomed in as much as I can, guys. Sorry, but it's in there. And I'm just gonna reassure that it's clipped in there and it can't pull out. So it's in there now. could see the terminals. My battery is disconnected, so do not do this unless your battery is disconnected and it sits for a few hours to deplete any capacitors. Otherwise, you're going to zap some stuff. Alright, that's in there. So now I got to put this purple retainer in. And that one just clips on the side there, you can see it. That's one side. Just make sure everything's in the correct place, which it is not. Okay, it looks like that's in there. Alright, that's clipped in. This is a plastic piece that goes on the front. I'm just going to clean the corrosion out of there. Yeah, still don't know how it happened, how moisture got in there. I mean, weatherproof seal is a weatherproof seal, so the seal's in there. I do have to say, you know, the car has been pretty reliable. This car was a salvaged car. It was crashed in the front and then converted into a rebuilt title by a rebuilder in Indiana. They fixed it and sold it to me. So, you know, can't really blame the car. You know, I buy nothing. I only buy GM vehicles, so I've had really great results with them. And, you know, reliability and ease of repairs and cost of repairs. So, you know, a crashed vehicle is a crashed vehicle. You're going to have problems like here. You know, this is an ECM that is just kind of wedged in there. The bracket broke. So they, instead of buying the retaining bracket to hold the ECM, they just shoved it in a piece of plastic by the battery, and it's kind of wiggling around. So I'll have to find the actual mounting bracket somewhere in the junkyard. The battery tray's damaged, so that's what I gotta find. But I haven't had time to go anywhere. It's been tough. Okay, so this black cap, it's just clips in there. This connector was pretty simple to take apart. Some of them are not. So it's got these little retainers, and those retainers go in there. But you also have everything else in the way. I think this goes this way. So that goes there. And you push it down. And then these back ones just clip in. And that's it. So harness saved. Now I have to track down a TCM. Hopefully I can find one soon. You know, this is going to be a two-part series. I wish I could have bought the one, but there was just so many different part numbers. I didn't want to buy the wrong one, so what I did was, you know, I just pulled it out. Now I got the part number. Now I can order the correct one. So in a nutshell, it wasn't that bad. Not a bad repair. It's you know, pretty simple. You don't have to take much apart. The connector we were able to save. Transmission control unit we're going to replace. I'm going to put the cover back on because I don't want garbage and dust and dirt going back in there. And then that's it. Hope to see you guys next time. Yeah, sorry it's not a motorcycle, but please like and subscribe so we can get you more videos. I quite enjoy working on the motorcycles more than the cars. It's just, you know, I'm old, I'm fat, it's hard to work on cars. Motorcycles, I don't have that problem. But like and subscribe. See you guys next time. Thanks, bye.